1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on me.
Everybody give me 5. Crisscross applesauce. Eyes looking, ears listening, hands in your lap. This is a book called A Bad Case of Stripes. We are going to read this story, but then Mrs. Fields is going to stop right before the end, and what you guys get to do is you get to make your own ending. Then after you make your own ending, we'll read how the story really ends. That is called making a prediction. You're making a prediction of how the story ends. You're going to make your own. There's no right or wrong answer. Use your imagination and what happens in the story, excuse me, and come up with your own ending. And we'll share the endings, and then we'll read the end of the story. Okay? Okay, we're going to review our concepts of print. The name of the story is called A Bad Case of Stripes. That is the what? What is that called, Samaya? Title. The person who wrote the words is David Shannon. He is the what? Isabella. Very good. Yes, he's the author. David Shannon also drew the pictures, so he's also the what? Jackson. So he is both the illustrator and the author. Very good. Okay, what is this called? Vanessa. Then this is called the what? Micah. And this tiny is called the what, Alyssa? It's fine, even though it doesn't have print on it, it's very tiny. And this is called the what? Evan, what's this? Title page, very good. Okay. A Bad Case of Stripes. Camilla Cream loved lima beans, but she never ate them. All of her friends hated lima beans, and she wanted to fit in. Camilla was always worried about what other people thought of her. Today she was fretting even more than usual. It was the first day of school, and she could not decide what to wear. There were so many people to impress. She tried on 42 outfits, but none seemed quite right. She put on a pretty red dress and looked in the mirror, and then she screamed. Her mommy ran into the room, and she screamed too. "Oh, my heavens," she cried, "you're completely covered with stripes." This was certainly true. Camilla was covered with stripes from head to toe. She looked like a rainbow. Mrs. Cream felt Camilla's forehead. "Do you feel all right?" she asked. "I feel fine," Camilla answered, "but just look at me." "You get back in bed this instant," her mother ordered. "You're not going to school today." Camilla was relieved. She didn't want to miss the first day of school, but she was afraid of what the other kids would say. And she had no idea what to wear with those crazy stripes. "No," Camilla told him, "I feel fine." "Well then," Dr. Bumble said, turning to Mrs. Cream, "I don't see any reason why she shouldn't go to school tomorrow. Here's some ointment that should help clear up those stripes in a few days. If it doesn't, you know where to reach me." And off he went. Ointment is cream or lotion that you put on when you have a bug bite or an itch. That night, Mr. Harms, the school principal, called. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Cream," he said. "I'm going to have to ask you to keep Camilla home from school. She's just too much of a distraction, and I've been getting calls from the other parents. They're afraid that those stripes might be contagious." What does contagious mean? Dakota.
It means that they can spread to everybody.
Excellent. That other students in the class could get them and they can spread. Yes, Michelle.
When everyone gets spread by someone, they will get sick.
And they would all get sick. Yes, very good. Camilla was the next day. "I think I'd better bring in a specialist. School will be right over." What's a specialist? Anybody know what a specialist is? Dakota?
A specialist is somebody who can only do it.
Very good. A specialist is a doctor that works in a particular area or a particular field. Like these guys are working on somebody with stripes. Sometimes there's special doctors that just work on hearts or brains or bones. That's what a specialist is.
Because I went into a room with a specialist when I got my allergy.
Because they wanted to make sure your head was okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Write the end of the story.
I'm just gonna go there.
My ending to A Bad Case of Stripes. You draw a picture And then it says, I think that they will, or you could write whatever you want. You could draw whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Hi, girls, thank you. Whatever you think happened to Camilla. Did she get better? Did she get worse? Does she get more spots? Does she get more stripes? Whatever happens, whatever you think. I want everybody to quietly go to a table. You can go wherever you want. This is called writing a prediction. We are going to predict what happens at the end of the story.
I don't know what to draw.
You can use your imagination and draw anything you want, boys and girls. I need to give directions, please. Everybody can write whatever they want. Your answer is not going to be right or wrong. All I want you to do is use your imagination. You're going to predict. You're going to write how you think the story ends. What do you think happens to Camilla at the end of the story? Okay? Refresh our memory. And vanished into the crowd. What does vanished mean?
Vanish means disappear.
Disappear, yes. Afterward, Camilla wasn't quite the same. Some of the kids at school said that she was weird, but she didn't care one bit. She ate all the lime beans she wanted, and she never had even a touch of stripes again. So, boys and girls, this story was about a girl who was afraid to be different. She was afraid to be made fun of. She wanted to look like everybody else. But then when she figured out that it was okay to be different, she became back to her old self. How many people wrote that when she ate the beans, she got all better, she was fixed?
I did.
That's making a prediction. And you know what? If you said she didn't get better, that's still not wrong. You're just using your imagination to think what happens next. It's called making a prediction. A connection to different reading. David Shannon wrote one of your guys' favorite books.
Really? What was that?
No, David.